In this video of the series Vastu and Directions, I'm going to show you how to properly analyze your home influence with Vastu. First of all, yes, your home and more generally the spaces you frequent the most are influencing you. This is due to the main Vastu theorem, which states what's outside of you, it's inside of you. Changing the inner world changes the outer world. And more importantly, changing the outer world changes your inner world. Applying Vastu to your spaces means to change the outer world in a way that supports your life and your life goals. Simple adjustments to your surroundings can profoundly impact your health, wealth, and happiness. Before showing you how to correctly use Vastu to analyze your home, I want to briefly tell you about the third option for orienting your spaces. If you are comfortable using a computer, this is my preferred one. I use a graphic design software like GIMP, but you can use others that you may like more than that. The procedure is simple, but it requires some knowledge of the software. I don't suggest you to go for this if you don't have any previous knowledge of the software, because the learning curve might be really steep. As you can see in this picture, you need to overlay the Vastu Compass and the Google Maps screenshot directly on the oriented floor plan and do the exact moves we have seen in the transparency glass method, but in a digital way. I usually set the opacity of the overlays to 40 or 50%. With the digital orientation, I have the convenience of both colors and labels. In this way, the oriented floor plan is much easier to read. You can clearly see here the areas: the foresight area, the self-esteem, the energy, the stability areas, the emotionality area, and the wealth area. At the same time, you can also highlight very easily the quadrants. This is the northeast quadrant. You see these dashed lines here are encompassing the northeast, and then as well you have the other quadrants, the northwest quadrant that encompasses the northwest, the southwest quadrant, and the southeast quadrant, the energy one. But let's now dive deeper into these areas and quadrants. This is so important. Actually, it's the most fundamental step you need to understand 100% without errors if you want to correctly apply Vastu to your living and working spaces. But let's see what the areas of this home are. For example, this one is the northeast area. That's because you intersect the Vastu Compass with the plan of the home. So this shape here is exactly the northeast area of this home. Same thing for the northwest area. You see here, this red line delimits the northwest area. So if you ask me, I will tell you that the bathroom here is in the northwest area, especially the sink and the WC. This is the southwest area of this home, and again you see that we can say that there is a bathroom in the southwest area of this home, and the sink is not completely inside this area, but for sure is the toilet and the shower. So when you find in my Vastu book or in the socials, on the YouTube channel or somewhere me saying that something is in the northeast area of your home, or that you need to correct this Vastu defect into the northeast area, I mean something that is inside this area, inside this part of your floor plan. Now, what about the quadrants? The quadrants are delimitations, are areas intersected by these dashed lines here on the main direction. The quadrants are obviously 4, and here we have the example of the northeast quadrant, and you see again you need to highlight which is the section of your home that is inside the northeast quadrant. And you see this very irregular shape here is the northeast quadrant of this home. In the same way, you can mark the southwest quadrant. Again, it's the intersection between the southwest quadrant of the Vastu Compass with the home plan. And you can define the northwest and the southeast quadrants as well. So again, in this home, a bathroom is in the southwest quadrant, and a big part of the southwest quadrant is not inhabitable because it's not inside the plan. We have half of the bedroom in the southwest quadrant, but actually the main bed is in the northwest quadrant, and so on. This is the way you analyze Vastu areas in your floor plans. Now, what about the influence of main entrances? In this home, this is the main entrance. As I explained in my book Vastu, the Yoga of Living, the main entrance is very important for the overall Vastu energy of your home or workspace. How can you understand if the main entrance is supporting your life or is an obstacle for you? The main reference point is always the center. Starting from the center, you should draw two lines completely encompassing the main entrance. Your lines need to intersect the outer ring of the Vastu Compass. If the two lines intersect a gray section of the outline ring of Vastu Compass, that means the entrance has a negative influence. On the contrary, if they cut out a wide section of the Vastu Compass outer ring, the main entrance has a positive influence. You can see in this case we have a kind of a mixed result. I would say in general this is a good entrance for Vastu. You can do the same thing with other entrances of your building to check their energy and influence. Now let's talk about the central area. You see here that the Vastu Compass has also a central area. When you are applying the Vastu Compass to your floor plan, you need to scale it at a reasonable size, like I've done here. If you do that properly, you will have the central area well defined by this circle. So actually what I consider usually being the very central area is half of this. To check the energy of the central area, I usually look very carefully to this section of the floor plan. The same procedure we use for the floor plan can be done for the plot or the garden. You need the plan with the borders, you need to find out the center and orient it, drawing the north like in this example. This will be the final result with all the areas and the quadrants of the plot or the garden too. So you understand this, you need to define the center of the complete plot of your home. It's not the same center of your home. So you got to do all the same exercise with the plot. In addition, you can see here the evaluation of the influence of the car entrance and also the pedestrian entrance. You see here that we have a positive energy for this pedestrian energy, but something to be corrected for the car entrance. Now, all that's left for you to do is download the Vastu Compass and start aligning your floor plan. Find the 8 areas and you'll be ready to apply Vastu principles. I regularly share Vastu tips and advice on my social channels and through my newsletter. If you have done a good job orienting the plans and applying the Vastu Compass, you will have no difficulty optimizing your living and working spaces with Vastu. And if you want to dive deeper, don't forget my new book Vastu, the Yoga of Living. You can find it on Amazon. Now you are ready to confidently apply the guidelines you'll find in my book without any mistakes. This isn't just an introductory book. I've included everything I've learned from studying the original Sanskrit text combined with my experience from thousands of students and consultations over the last 25 years. Check the video description below for links to the book, my international social media, and more importantly to my Casa Vastu newsletter. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumb up, and if you want more on Vastu, the Yoga of Living, please subscribe.